Joe, what impressed you most about Nova?
Everything, except a little mishap down the line. That was about the only thing he did wrong today. But I thought his sinker was really good. His curveball was really good. His command of the strike zone. I'm not sure how many ground ball outs, but they hit the ball on the ground a lot today. So everything is pace. I mean, everything he did.
When you look at that performance, how encouraged are you about him in the rotation moving forward?
Well, I mean, you like it. You know, he's pitched well in our rotation during the years, and we've missed him the last 14 months. It was really nice to get him back today.
Coming back from an injury like that, missing that amount of time, what do you think it meant to him to go out there and have some success early?
I'm sure he's just thrilled. I mean, just to get out of rehab, in a sense, you know, 14 months of constantly working and being in Florida a long time and going through all that, he has to be really excited to be back with his teammates.
Right down the line here.
Joe, how do you guys handle him going forward after not pitching for so long? I mean, you want to get him as good as he can be like this every time out. Is there a lot of special care that goes into it from here? Or
Well,
not really?
I think our schedule's pretty favorable for a while as he'll get built up more. I mean, the thing is, he's healthy and sound, and he's not. You know, we're ending a long stretch, so he's not going to be in a long stretch. So I think it'll help him build up. He's not thrown a lot of innings this year, so it's not like you're asking him to give you 200 innings either. So it should work pretty easily.
Wally, yeah.
Joe, I assume it was over the check swing. How'd you manage to get kicked out of the game without coming out of the dugout?
Well, I told him he swung, said something, and I said he swung, and he said knock it off, and I said I'd knock it off if he got the call right, and he threw me.
There you have it, Dan. No, okay, Ron and Brendan.
Tex pulled late. How's his neck?
Good. Everything came good, so it came out well. So I figured let's not risk it. He's done enough today. Let's get him out.
Ron.
Is figuring out who you drop from the rotation something in the next day or two?
No.
You put that off for the weekend?
No, that we probably won't make that decision until we get through this stretch. There's no need to make that decision now. We have 7 games, and you know everyone's getting an extra turn here, so it'll all just fall into place, and then we'll make a decision.
With Brendan Ryan going on the DL prior to the game, you were left with a very short bench.
Yeah.
What do you do moving forward?
We'll make some moves by tomorrow, obviously. Saw Stephen Drew in the clubhouse today. So I believe he's going with us, and a proud papa, and it was good to see him.
Anthony.
Joe, what did they tell you with the warning?
Well, he just said that we hit their third hitter yesterday, and I tried to explain to Brian, it was a 6-6 game in the 7th. He just didn't like what he saw, and I don't necessarily agree with that, but there's a lot of things I don't agree with.
Joel.
Joe, you've been asked a lot about the 6-man, how to get to 5. Are you convinced that you have good enough starting pitchers here to win the AL East?
Yeah, I am. You know, obviously you have to pitch to your potential, but I am convinced when you put our team together and as we continue to get healthier as time moves on, we're going to get Jacoby back and we're going to get Miller back, and I do believe we have it in there. Especially rotation. Yeah, I do believe it's there.
Chad.
I assume Ryan was supposed to play today.
Yeah.
When did you find out, and what's the prognosis for him?
Well, I mean, we made a decision today. When he wasn't able to play today, we just made the decision to keep the pitching and to DL him, and obviously we knew we'd make some changes tomorrow. You know, it's unfortunate. You know, he played pretty well when he was in there, but he's having a hard time in his, you know, upper thoracic region, and it's not calmed down as much as we want, so we DL'd him because you can't continue to play short.
Dan.
With Teixeira, do you expect him to be fully healthy now and an everyday player, or do you think you can?
I expect it. Does that mean it's going to happen? I can't predict. I mean, things are hard to predict. There's sometimes you jump, or you know, you have to dive for a ball and you jar yourself. But he felt good today, and that's a good sign.
He said he was dealing with it for 10 or 12 days
since Baltimore.
Is that? I mean, do you think he's just going to have to continue to deal with it, or is it something?
No, I think it'll go away. But you know, there's a lot of physical actions in the game that sometimes can irritate things, but the MRI was pretty clean, so we're pretty happy about that.
Seth.
I assume you watched the rest of Nova Start from a television screen.
Afar,
Are you
yes.
able to get the same kind of feel from that view as you would from the dugout?
Well, sometimes you can see better because you can see the movement. You put the combination of being able to watch, I don't even know what inning I got thrown out, third maybe? Their swings from the bench, and then you get a chance to see the movement inside. You actually get a pretty good read on what he had today.
Ron.
Could you tell from the first pitch or two that he was all the way back and sharp, or was there some sequence you saw that?
No, I felt pretty good. I think he left a curveball up early, and I was like, okay, all right, we need to get that down. But it just seemed to, as he got, through the first inning, he got comfortable, and he started making a lot of good pitches, and I felt like he was back.